If you'd like to know how I got my sister's hair from this to this, watch all the way till the end because I'm dropping all my secrets, all my gems for this bomb silk press. So starting off, she had already washed her hair and put Olaplex number 6, the Bond Smoother, and now I'm adding in some BioSilk just as our serum and also our heat protectant. Now everything that was used on her hair before we started this video and during the video, every single thing will be listed in the description box below. We get everything most of the time from Amazon, so be sure to check that out. All the links will be there. So now I'm just distributing that little bit that I put in my hands. I'm putting it in her entire head. I will not be adding any more during the blow dry session. I'm putting it from the base all the way to the ends of her hair. And I like to part the hair in like random sections like this just to make sure that the oil, or rather the serum, is incorporated into the hair from all different sections, and so we don't have like places where one section has a lot of serum and other places don't. So now I'm dividing her hair into 4 sections because she does have a lot of hair, and I personally find that dividing hair into 4 sections just ensures that all the hair will be treated evenly and you make sure that you don't miss any spots and get the best results. So here I'm just putting like loose Bantu knots on the sections I'm not using. It does not matter for here. You can clip your hair in whatever way you want. Now, as you can see, your hair is just damp, but it's not damp enough for a blow dry. I prefer my hair to be, for my hair personally, almost completely wet, but for her hair, she has type 3 hair. Not too damp, but not dripping wet is perfect. So I just sprayed it with my infinity spray bottle. And as you can see, it's adequate enough that her hair looks like it's wet, but it's not dripping wet. This is also good for detangling to make sure that you don't have any snags or anything like that. By the way, if you notice a lot of talking, there's like 4 of us in the room. So that's who she's talking to aside from me. So I'm starting by detangling from the ends and working my way all the way up to the roots with a wide tooth comb. This just makes sure it gets out all the knots that might be larger. And then I go in with a paddle brush. This is the same brush we'll be using for the blow dry in the first stage. And because this is what I'll be using in the blow dry, I do make sure that I get out all the tangles and all the knots before I start the blow dry, because blow drying hair with knots is not a good thing and can be very painful. So here you can see I'll be blow drying each section in tinier sections as well, and that's simply because it's faster and it just makes the hair overall smoother and shinier. So this is the wet brush and I'm using my Ghd blow dryer. This is absolutely the best blow dryer I have used in my entire life. I think I've had it for about over 2 years now, and it has never done me dirty. Every single hair type I try it on, it comes out amazing. Now you see why I absolutely love this paddle brush. It takes minimal effort. It almost feels like it's not doing anything, but it's really good, especially from the end for the ends of your hair. It makes them super smooth and super straight, and that's why I like to use it until the hair is basically all dry. Then I go in with my black Denman brush, which is my favorite Denman, despite me not using any other type. I just think the black one is the best. And here I use the leave-in method. Some people don't like it, so if you don't like the leave-in method, you can go ahead and just blow dry your hair however you want. But I find that using this method makes the hair the smoothest and the shiniest. Now I was doing that in real time, and now we're speeding it up because who wants to waste time? I'm doing the same thing I did to that first little bit, to every single little bit and every other section, starting with the wet brush, which just evens the hair, makes it nice and straight, and then going in with the Denman to go ahead and really smooth that hair out and just get it super prepped for the silk press. Because the major secret for a good silk press is to have an amazing blow dry. If your blow dry is bad and it's really frizzy and the hair feels like super dry, you may want to relook at that situation before you go in with your flat iron, because it's just not going to be a good thing. It just never comes out as good as you'd hope or you'd expect. So for me, I love to use both brushes. It is my game changer. Going in with the paddle brush, going over with the Denman using the leave-in method just smooths it all out. And you can see her hair almost looks like a flat iron passed through it. Before, when we had just started doing this a couple years ago, because we've been doing each other's hair for years, this would be what the silk press would look like, and we would be amazed, like, oh my god, wow, this looks amazing and shiny, and this would be like the best silk press we can get. But now our old silk press is the new blow dry, and that is what you are going for. Now if you're wondering about heat damage, we have never got heat damage before. I have silk pressed her hair since she did her big chop, maybe between 4 and 6 times, and there's never any heat damage. Look how smooth and shiny and healthy and flowy that hair looks. Now here is my second secret when it comes to the blow dry. I went ahead and put a very, very tiny amount of the biosilk again onto the hair, and I'm putting that all over the hair. But as you can see, I started focusing on the ends because she does have quite a bit of split ends. She hasn't straightened her hair in a couple months, and all that hair that looks like a lighter brown slash reddy color is like left over from when she colored her hair before her big chop, like a couple years ago. And I think that was around 2020. And so we are slowly getting rid of that hair, but of course that hair is also the most prone to split ends and damaged. And because it is color treated, it is most likely more frizzy than the rest of the hair. So I make sure to put just a little bit of extra serum there so that when we're doing the trimming of the section, we make sure that we're only trimming split ends and not just frizzy hair, because we would have to be chopping off way more than she's ready for. So now my secret is to put that hair in a Bantu knot. And I do it not too tight, but tight enough. And here she looks like she's arguing with someone, but she's just telling a story. She's just dramatic. Anyway, so doing that Bantu knot is a true game changer, because while it does cause minor frizz because you've of course wrapped it around in a Bantu knot, the purpose of it is to sort of force the biosilk into the shaft of the hair. That's why you want to do the Bantu knot while the hair is still warm, to force the product to absorb into it. And then somehow it also just makes the hair extremely smooth and shiny. I think it's a combination of the biosilk and the tension of the Bantu knot. So if you've never done this after your blow dry and you feel like every time you blow dry your hair, even if it comes out good, it ends up frizzing up, try putting it into a Bantu knot with whatever heat protectant you want to use during the silk press, and it will be a game changer. So now we're moving to the front section, and I'm using slightly bigger sections because, like most people, she does have slightly less hair in the front. Most people have a little bit more hair on the crown area and the back of the head. So here I'm using the same techniques again, and I am switching between the directions of how I blow dry, but I never blow dry in the opposite direction. I just either blow dry it down, or I put the comb or the brush underneath the blow dryer or the comb, but I don't blow dry towards the other section because, in my opinion, when the cuticles lay in the same direction, it makes the hair come out so much smoother and so much shinier. So as you can see, in these sections, there's already biosilk in her hair. So I'm not going on and putting more biosilk when I'm doing the blow dry because it's already in her hair when I put it all over. But I am putting some biosilk at the end of the section because that's the biosilk that I will be using for the silk press. When it's time to flat iron with the flat iron, I will not be adding any more serum or heat protectant because I'm putting it in advance once I'm done with the blow dry section. So as you can see, very low tension. You can't see her flinching or look like she's in pain. And if you were wondering, I am using the highest setting and the highest heat on the blow dryer. I find that it works out the best because you use it less often, you use it for less time. If you put it on lower heat, you will be blow drying the hair for a longer time without getting a silky enough result. So it defeats the purpose or ends up being the same. So highest heat, highest pressure is the way to go for me. But of course, for your own hair, you can do whatever you would like. So here the section is looking all nice and smoothed out. I'm putting my tiny drop of biosilk, and I am just putting that again through the ends and then taking it all up. Her hair is a little bit longer from the mid shaft to the bottom, which means she does have a little bit more split ends and a little bit more of that ready hair that we're trying to get rid of. So you will see that as I comb it, you can even see like the comb kind of drags a little bit at the bottom. That's where the split ends are, and we will be getting rid of those. And now it's time to do the same Bantu knot I did everywhere else. And I always make sure that I go ahead and brush the hair and comb it when I add the biosilk to help evenly distribute it before I put it in the Bantu knot. So here it's going in the Bantu knot. I am twisting it up, and then just like the other section, I will be tying it up with whatever hair tie. You can honestly use anything as long as it's not damaging to the hair. I will just be using a silk scrunchie for this front section. Then I went ahead and did the exact same thing that I did on this side to the other side of the head, and now we're back for the flat iron. So I'm using the Sadu Professional Flat Iron, and here is the magic. Now look how shiny and smooth her hair looks after I take down the Bantu knot. Even she was shook. She was like, oh my God, it looks so shiny. Like she was so surprised when she looked in the mirror. So you can see there is a little bit of frizz compared to before we put it in the Bantu knot, but the hair is way smoother and softer and shinier than before, which makes it perfect for the silk press. So now when I flat iron the hair, I like to use a rat tail comb, specifically the ones with the metal end, and this is simply because it makes more even and straight parts. Now, you don't have to make straight parts, but I would suggest that the hair in the section should be even. And the purpose for this is so that you can only do one pass on the hair. And this ensures that that the heat will be evenly distributed between every single hair shaft as close as you can, and that it's going to be evenly smooth. There'll be no frizz, and you also get minimal heat damage because it won't be like too much heat on one section and then too little on another section. So also what you see is that sometimes I pass the flat iron twice at the roots if I feel like it needs it, but other times I only pass it once. But when it comes to the rest of the hair shaft, I only pass the flat iron one time. A reason why I absolutely love this flat iron is because the plates are ceramic and it does go up to 410, and we were using it on the highest setting on 410. You can see how smooth and shiny her hair is coming out. Now you might be wondering, why don't you just go for a titanium flat iron? First of all, I think titanium flat irons have to be made by specific brands and people who really know how to make them, because titanium is extremely hot and the heat distribution is very volatile compared to ceramic. So if I wanted to get a titanium, I'd probably try like the babyless one, which is very expensive and I have no need for it at the current moment, despite me just wanting to use it. But look how smooth and shiny this is still coming out. So another reason why I love ceramic plates is because of the even heat distribution. Because the heat is evenly distributed, you're not going to get any hot spots like titanium, which can get very hot, and the heat is not very evenly distributed, which means there's a higher chance for heat damage. And also, you might have to go over with more than one pass sometimes because of the way the heat is distributed. There, you could just see her looking at her damaged ends and being like, oh, I cannot wait to get rid of these. But you can see her hair is just coming out so smooth and so shiny. And another thing you notice that is that her hair is cut in layers. Look at that shine. Oh my God. So you will notice that her hair is cut in layers just like mine, and we both love layers because hair just looks so much better in our opinion, because you can style it more, you can get more bounce, more body, more movement, and also better versatility when it comes to your hairstyles when your hair is in layers compared to when your hair is all the same length, because while it does look beautiful, it is a little heavy sometimes and it can be slightly difficult to style. So since our hair is already in layers, it is so easy to just continue trimming it and maintaining it in those layers. So now I'm doing her edges. You can go ahead and use a hot comb if you want something that's super sleek, but I'm really scared of those because again, uneven heat distribution, and sometimes it's just not necessary because the edges tend to frizz up anyway. So I just use the same flat iron but in smaller sections, and look at that body and shine. So I went ahead and did the same thing on the other side, and this is what it looks like. You can see the split ends at the back and sort of where her hair grows fastest at the back. So we went outside to do a trim, and I used this pair of shears which are made for cutting hair, and this is what her hair looked like after the trim. It is so much better, so much shinier. You can still see a little bit of the red hairs at the ends, but we still maintain the cut in the layers. And also you can see that it is so much easier to comb. It looks even shinier and so much better. Like, wow, just take in the gloss in that slow-mo. We did not add any more oil, any nothing. That's just what our hair looks like. And in case you were wondering if it was just professional lighting, we went out into the sunlight, so you see how her hair could actually look in natural sunlight. And again, it looks amazing. She was living her best life, the nice blunt ends. And now, after all this nice hair twirling, It is meme time, so enjoy. Hit the subscribe button if you didn't in the beginning. Give this video a big like. Look at her looking like she's in a K-drama. Give this video a like if you like it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Here's our Lil Kim dance.
Drugs to your eardrum, the war uncut. Happy for OD, cause it's never enough. Yo, it's just the real shit to make you feel. Dump them in the club, have you out and out.
Oh, Noah. Where? Yes. Ooh.
I showed it!
When your hair is on, you're on.
That's the power of beautiful hair. Every day.